There we go. Hello, people.
Hello, my beautiful trainwrecks.
Sorry, the diamond
Gun
painting
painting
kitty
panther
was causing
kitty.
chaos.
Yes, yes.
So today we are. What are we doing today?
Um. Okay. For Veterans Day, which is Tuesday, which when will this is Sunday. Okay, but we're recording ahead. Because I have been waiting to do this canvas. It is of a Revolutionary War soldier. And I have something very special, near and dear to my heart, a family hero that fought in the Revolutionary War. And my family is very, pardon that, blood sugars are crazy. I took my medicine today, took my shot today. So, my family has got a huge, really detailed family tree. And I come from a very long, my last name used to be Long. My maiden name was Long. But a very long um, ancestors that were in military. There's like every generation has got a couple. Um, my generation was the generation that no one was in the military. But since this is a Revolutionary War, and with Veterans Day being on Tuesday, which is the day I yes, so we're gonna do this one, and I'm gonna read about um my hero, my soldier. I actually have two. I have my seventh great grandfather, and then also his father in law, my eighth great grandfather. Both fought the Battle of Kings Mountain. So I'm going to do kind of like they all write letters and stories, and yeah, it's insane crazy, my family and documentation even that far back. So I'm going to start reading some stuff. I'm going to flip back and forth. Um just pardon me. I am still fighting with the shingles, and I took my diabetes medicine today, and I have had nothing but all day today. So if you hear any noises in the background, it's okay. Just my medicine, the shots, and me flipping pages. And yes, so we're gonna start, and then I will go to the letter that he wrote. This is his death memorial. They did a death memorial for him, and he had a pretty good, he had a long eulogy. So I'm just gonna start, and I'm gonna bypass some of it. I don't want to bore you with a page and a half. So, Private John Long, born 1735, died 1818, veteran of the United States of America. In the War of the Revolution, John Long was a member of Sullivan County Regiment Mounted Militia, commanded by Colonel Isaac Shelby. He is recognized by the Daughters of American Revolution as a patriot and recorded as one of the brave men who fought the Battle of Kings Mountain. So let me go back here to the Battle of Kings Mountain. And this is what I believe he wrote. Yes. The Battle of Kings Mountain. This is a copy of the letter found in a book, Kings Mountain and Its Heroes, published in 1880. The author was named Colonel Shelby named Draper Colonel Shelby, commander of the Revolutionary Forces at the battle, asked John Long to give an account of the battle as he remembered it. And this is it. Follow. John Long of Hawkins County, Tennessee, February 19th, 1823, certifies that I was a soldier in Shelby's regiment at the Battle of Kings Mountain. That I know that Colonel Shelby went bravely into the action, and that it was his influence that rallied our troops when broken. It's very, this is very light, so some of the wording may be cut because I have to really look at it. That I saw him surrender and know that he first stopped the firing on the army, declaring that they had surrendered. They ought not to be fired on, which some were disposed to do, who were crying out Buford's play, wishing to retaliate for their conduct on a former occasion. I also state that I did not see Colonel Campbell either in the latter part of the action nor at the surrender, and that it was the common talk in the army and among the men coming home, and frequently since, that he was in neither. I also recollect that I heard it laughed about afterwards that Colonel Sevier had told Campbell that if we all had been as brave in action as about hanging up of the Tories, that we should not have had so many of them to hang. I have heard it said ever since by those who were in action that Campbell was not in the latter part of the action and had not acted bravely on that day. It is said he had done on other occasions. And then they talk about this, and you have to pardon the writing because my family were very poor, and they didn't have much reading and writing and all of that, so it was very odd that they wrote so many letters. But if the language doesn't seem right, I'll explain why. The subject of this letter, John Long was born 1737 in Ireland. So there you go. That explains why some of the language is a little odd there. He was brought to the States in 1753. He was the first Long to live in Tennessee. He settled in Hawkins County, Carter's Valley, Tennessee. After he was widowed, he moved to Granger County to live with his son, Robert, at Marshall's Ferry. He is listed in many books as one of the pioneers in Tennessee settlement. The information can be found in the book Kings Mountain and Its Heroes, found in Morristown, Hamlin County Library, and a copy of the page of this letter was contained on its attached. So yes, that's how they found he had it. Okay, so let's go back. John and his wife, Jane Young Long, raised 7 children, 4 sons and 3 daughters. Their names were Joseph, Robert, that's how I'm related, as Robert, James, John, Nancy, Ruth, and Jane. Jane Young Long passed away many years before John and is buried in a churchyard in Tennessee. They talk about many years after the death of his wife, Jane. John was at the home of his son, Robert, when he passed. He could not be carried to Hawkins County for burial beside his wife due to the fact that when he died, the river was flooded and roads was impossible. He is buried at a Methodist churchyard called McCannley Cemetery, 4 miles from Robert Long estate. And the actual estate is there, but it's flooded. When they made a a recreational area. Like our, they made like a big lake. And when they did, they flooded the cabin. But it's okay because they have drained it before, and they seen that the cabin was still there. It was still up there. So it's down there. It's underneath the water at Morristown, Tennessee. So yeah. And I have a picture of the cabin. Okay. John migrated to America from Londonderry, Ireland, and settled in Rockingham County, Virginia, during the years of 1753 to 1754. Let's see here. Okay, I'm reading some of it because some of it is like talks about his kids and stuff. The first permanent settlement within the limits of Hopkins County were made in 1772, and he did help with that. Being sold by this, John and his wife Jane were recorded in Bentwaters County, Virginia, August 6th, 1772. Let's see here. Anything else? Okay. John Long was a Hopkins County schoolmaster in 1783. John Long was one of the founders of Tennessee. His life was interwoven with the history of the state from the very first days of its earliest settlements to the day of his death. He was a pioneer, one of the first settlements planted there. He fought in the Indian Wars and later served in the War of the Revolution. He was a member of the first legislative body that ever convened in what's now Tennessee. He helped set up the state of Franklin, which vain and heroic effort on the part of those brave men west of the mountains to get their beloved land recognized as a state. And lastly, he lived to see his dream come true, to see Tennessee admitted to the Union in a sovereign state, and he sleeps there within her soil. So yes, I would love to be a member of the Daughters of the American Revolution, and I've got from him down, and I've got from me up, but there are 2 death certificates and birth certificates that I need that were burnt up in a fire. So yes, I will not be able to be a daughter, but that's okay. Let me show you some things. I don't know if anybody knows of King Mountain, North Carolina, but if you ever visit there, you will see that right there, the Patriot. And Robert Sr., the first one, is my 8th grandfather. And if you look down where you see John, that is my 7th grandfather. And the 8th grandfather was the actual father-in-law to John. And his gun is in the museum. That's his gun. And it's Robert Young's rifle, Sweet Lips. And he died, get this, Tom. He was born 1708 in Ireland. My 8th grandfather. And he died April 4th, 1792. What is that date, Tom?
I have no idea.
What's April 4th?
Late April Fools?
My birthday. My 8th grandfather died on my birthday.
Yeah, imagine that. Something else happens. And
everything always happens on my birthday. So let's see what else. What else do I have about him? Because I have a lot to talk about, but I wanted to start with him because he was something very, very special, and all of my family just really talk about him a lot. And But that's where his grave is. He is not buried by everybody else, but that's him. Since the water was up, he couldn't be buried with the family, which some of my ashes will be with the family. On the my family all lived on what the road is called Tater Hill. If you go left on Tater Hill, it's going down the hill, and that's where the family is buried. But if you go up Tater Hill, that's where all the family was from. So, yeah. Eventually, some part of us, because Tom's going to be going with me, there'll be a little vial of us on Tater Hill. Alright, I just had to take a drink real quick. Alright, so that was him. Let's see who else, because, you know, I told you I got a lot of people. Oh, and for another time, we can talk about Old East Tennessean held up by the Jesse James gang. I am not kidding. Yep. Let's see. I'm going backwards, so it'll take me a second. Okay. We have, now I gotta place this in the whole, we have a Private William H. Long, born March 7th in 1840. He ranked private, and he served in Tennessee. His death date was May 29th, 1921. And I'm looking to see if I have a picture of him. Because I do have pictures. Priscilla May? No. Not gonna do it. I made a lot of copies for people. And I was hoping these would be ones that have the... Do I have a picture of William? Yes, I do. I do have a picture of him. So you can kind of see Colonel William Patterson Long. And he's kind of, there he is. I do not have a picture of John Long or Robert Young. It would be amazing if I did, but I didn't. All right. Hamlin County Civil War letters. William, the one that you just seen, wrote a letter. He was in the Civil War. And hopefully you find this interesting. You know, it doesn't matter race, religion, politics, none of that matters, you know. And not everybody might feel the way that I do, that we should honor our veterans, especially if their family or made a huge sacrifice. So let's read some civil Civil War Letters, an autobiography of William Long, the one I just showed you. On my father's side, I am Scotch-Irish. My mother's ancestors were from Holland. I was born the 7th of March, 1840, at Marshall Ferry, Granger County, Tennessee. Attended public school near my home. I was 14 years old when went to the Morristown Academy on term. I should have first stated that my grandfather first taught me how to spell, and I have no recollection when I learned my letters or how to spell and pronounce. At 15 years of age, I went as a clerk of the Rubens Grave store near Newton now in Granger County, Tennessee. Was there nearly 2 years. Stayed at home. The summer I was 17 years old, then went to Greenfield College one term, then went into the store of my uncle's, Young Long, at Newlands, Georgia, and was there nearly 2 years, then came back to Tennessee and taught school 2 years in Granger County, Tennessee. This brings me to 1861, the commencement of the Civil War. I was made a sub-agent to buy hogs of the Confederate Army, fall and winter 1861. In January 1862, I took a drove of cattle south for B.F. Harris, had typhoid fever while on this trip, got home about the 9th of April 1862, volunteered in the Confederate Army. At the organization of the company, was elected second sergeant. The company joined the 1st Battalion, Tennessee Infantry, and was numbered Company 1 or I. Shortly, another company joined us, and we were organized at Morristown and Knoxville. In the fall, we were put on detachment service at Nose Ferry, near where Newton now is, then went to winter quarters at Kingston, Tennessee, but was soon ordered to Vicksburg. Arrived there the night of the 31st of December, 1862. Was there under I'm trying to pronounce that. Brigadier General Reynolds. Brigadier General Reynolds in Major Gen Stevenson Division. Lieutenant Vicksburg until early May 1862 were sent to Grand Gulf, about 52 miles below Vicksburg, where General Grant had made a landing on the Mississippi side. It's kind of hard to read. On the Mississippi side, where is that? Of the river, but was too late for the battle after marching all night and day. Having marched 50 miles in 24 hours, we then fell back to place on the railroad between Vicksburg and Jacksonville, Mississippi, called Edwards Station, on May 16th, 1863. Fought the battle known in history by 3 names: Baker Creek, Champion Hill, or Edwards Depot, in which our regiment lost 72 men and was cut off from the main army and had to run around the Federal Army a distance of 8 miles, which we did in 55 minutes by Captain R.G. Clark's watch. On the 17th of May, we fell back to the trench around Vicksburg. On the 18th of May, I was sent to the hospital with intermediate fever. On the 4th day of June, was permitted to go back to the breastworks at my own request. Soon after getting back, I had a lock of whiskers shot from under my right ear without drawing a drop of blood. I must state that during that siege in Vicksburg, there was not a minute of time, either day or night, that wasn't made hideous by either the boom of cannon screeches of bombshells or rear of musketry. Sorry. This is like, Tom will tell you, look at it. You'll see why I'm struggling. Look, I'm
I can't
struggling
even see
with
it from here.
We were besieged 48 days with 12 days rations. The suffering was terrible in ditches in June, and in hot climate of the 4th of July, we surrendered. We had no rations, and it was impossible for General Grant to give us rations, for we had 32,000 men. The Confederacy killed mules to give us each 1 pound, and at that time was acting orderly sergeant and had to go to the slaughter yard for the meat for the whole company. I suppose the yard was so disgusting, but anyway, I could not eat any of it and gave my meat to a man by the name of Calvin Wright. Some of the others could not eat theirs, so gave it to him too. He ate 6 pounds and suffered no inconvenience. Our company did not get their parolees until the 12th of July. We had to walk 200 miles before we could get on the railroad. Had a rough time. Returned at home until 3rd of September 1863. The Federal forces came to Morristown and then went on to Abington, Virginia, and stayed there a few days, and learned that my old brigadier had gone into parole camps at Decatur, Virginia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Columbia, South Carolina, and Augusta, Georgia. Remained in parole camp there several weeks until we were exchanged. We were ordered to Red Clay, Georgia, a place on the state line of Georgia and Tennessee, not far from Chattanooga. On arriving there, I with 2 other men were detained for secret service and ordered into federal lines to come to Morristown, Tennessee, and inform any of the Vicksburg paroled prisoners we could find hiding from the Federals that they were exchanged and get them to slip through the federal lines. We were ferried across the river at Charleston, Tennessee, by General John H. Morgan's men into the Yankee territory. We mingled with the Yankee soldiers for several days, trying to come around Knoxville. We got in Blount County among Tennessee men who had joined the Yankees for 100 days and found out that they would not let us pass on our parolees, as they had found out by some means that we were exchanged. Then we quit trying to pass in our parolees and afraid to keep our papers from the general, showing we're on secret service, and we destroyed the papers and took to the mountains between Tennessee and North Carolina. We were without anything to eat for 48 hours or any blankets to sleep under, and snow about 4 inches deep. After getting back into North Carolina, we intended to report to General Robert Vance in Asheville. We were missed the path on the Smoky Mountain Trail and got to North Carolina, very close to Georgia. Then, to get to Asheville, we had to go 100 miles through Bushwhackers County.
Sorry.
No, it's not. It's me.
No,
Through
I hit the
Brush.
brush.
Bush.
Oh, bush.
Bushwhackers County and through the Cherokee Nation in North Carolina. Passed through the Bushwhackers and posed as deserters living in eastern North Carolina. They were very kind to us and stayed one night with the captain, and man about 60 years old, and he had arms and ammunition stored in his cellar. He showed them to us. There was no way to get in that cellar, only to take up the hearth. He sent his daughter 8 miles before we started to direct around his Confederate guard. But soon as she left, we all went straight to the Confederates and had a good time after we reached our lines. We reported to Brigadier General Vance to Asheville, North Carolina, who had been informed about our business. He requested us to stay in Asheville a few days and he would send us to Morristown by Hot Springs. We stayed 2 weeks, and his brigade was defeated in the engagement of Hot Springs. We gave up the idea of getting to Morristown and walked to Greenfield, South Carolina, and took the train and went by Columbia, South Carolina, Augusta, Georgia, to Loudon, Tennessee, where we got, with our command, marched around Knoxville as General Longstreet raised the siege. He was ordered into winter quarters at Bull's Gap, Tennessee, and our brigade to be mounted. And after that, our regiment was known as the 59th Regiment Cavalry. I was then appointed orderly first sergeant in the spring of 1864, where we were sent to the Valley of Virginia on the train, left our horses in Abington, Virginia. We stopped at Staunton, Virginia, and found a battle known as the Battle of Staunton, or to our Confederates as the Battle of Piedmont battlefields, were about 9 miles northeast of Staunton, where my brother Thomas and Buck Taylor were captured, was sent to prison camp in Camp Morgan, Indianapolis, Indiana. Yeah, they were sent to prison in Indianapolis, Indiana. Yeah. They have interesting stories. Some of them are long-winded. I have some that like to write and some that don't. Where my brother died with flux. We were then ordered to Lynchburg to check a federal raid. We checked the raid and followed them from Lynchburg to White Sulphur Springs, then down the valley and on to Washington City, crossing the Potomac River at Shepherdstown, then through Frederick City, Maryland, and inside of Washington City, where then fell back to Winchester, Virginia, crossing the Potomac River at Leesburg, and there we met our horses after a walked 648 miles, fought 4 battles. We fought 2 days at the Second Battle of Winchester, and only 7 men of our company were able to stand that march. S.W. Shields and I were the only 2 of the 7. We stayed in the valley until the latter part of the summer. I was in all the battles and skirmishes in the Virginia Valley that summer, except for the Battle of Martinsburg and the skirmish at Luray. Coming back to East Tennessee late in the summer of 1864, I was elected 3rd lieutenant and soon after promoted to 2nd lieutenant. In the winter of 1864, we served in East Tennessee, South Virginia, fought 2 battles at Morristown, Tennessee. Our regiment was Christiansburg, Virginia, where Robert E. Lee was surrendered. Our commander made a short speech to us, told us Lee had surrendered, and that any of us could go home, but that he was going to try to get General Joseph E. Johnson. We went through Charlotte, North Carolina, then across the state to South Carolina, crossed the Savannah River near Alberton, Georgia. We had already heard that the General Johnson in command of our company, but by this time we had only 8 men with us. The balance had gone to their own hook. Lieutenant Shields said to me, "They are packing our wagons, which means we're here to surrender. Supposed to go to Athens, Georgia, and save the humiliation of surrendering to the Yankees." I agreed. So we took the road to Athens, but just 7 miles before we got there, we were captured by the Yankees, the very men that we were trying to evade. They sent us to Athens and paroled us on the 5th of May, 1865. The men started home the next day. Lieutenant Shields and I stayed in the vicinity of Athens 8 to 10 days, and then went to my uncle, Young Long, at Newman, Georgia. Now, I don't think I have the other letter. Let me look. Because, I don't know if we couldn't find it, but we had, yes, hang on. I just read to you William Long. Yes, William Long. Now, his brother, Edward, was in Vicksburg, Mississippi. Okay. Civil War letters, Edward Leeper Long, his brother, written to a brother. He was writing it to William. 59th Tennessee Cavalry, January 1st, 1863. This letter was written after the 59th Cavalry had been in Vicksburg for about 2 weeks. They fought many battles in and around Vicksburg until July 4th, 1863, when they were captured. More about these months in Mississippi can be read in William Long's autobiography. So, yeah. All right, this is what Edward had to say, the brother. Vicksburg, Mississippi, January the 11th, 1863. Dear brother, we are in Carries near Vicksburg, and it is the last place for me, for there is nothing but hills and piles and on top of each other and bottoms setting up edgeways. No man could describe the cunning tree that lays round Vicksburg. I think that the man pictured out Miss, I think it's supposed to be Old Miss, never seen this part of it. We hear, he was not as well educated, so the spelling is atrocious, so I might mess some things up. We hear some very bad news about East Tennessee. We hear sometimes that the Yankees have it. And, yeah. And when I mean by we hear, it's Heare, and the Yankees have it is HAV. So he was
It's
not.
It's a lot of old Southern.
Yeah, he
talk.
was not educated like his brother.
When you see some of these movies and that Southern draw, to where you can't understand them, and that is exactly how they actually talk. That's how, even if sometimes you see it spelled where, that's how they spelled it back then. That's how they
spelled it. Yeah.
So the way she's reading it, it's hard. It's hard to read because it's a copy and it's faded. But
yeah.
Yes,
well,
that
if
is.
You can imagine it's from 1863.
And that's actually the language for the Southern people of Tennessee, Kentucky, Virginia, North Carolina. Those Southern states. That's typical of their.
With the Civil War, let's get out this Civil War. You've got the Battle of the North and the South. I am not saying either of them were right, and I'm not saying either of them was wrong. My family's from South, so that's just doing what they knew. So, but I do still believe they deserve honor too, because even though, it's one or the other, they still made a sacrifice, so they should still be honored. I don't want to offend anybody, but this is just my family history. And I think a lot of this, especially if you have teenagers or kids, let them hear this. If you have anybody in the military, let them hear this, because this is our country, our nation's history. So rather right or wrong, it doesn't matter. It's the stories that we need to hear from. Okay.
And I just looked the other day at my ancestry, and I have family that was in the Civil War.
Yeah.
I haven't found anybody in the Revolution, but I at least know of two that was in the Civil War.
Yeah.
I know one of them, I think, was Virginia. So I'm not sure.
And we'll go back and we'll find that. I would like to do what I'm doing here with yours.
Yeah.
Because this book is just like military and stuff, because it was from the DAR. I think that the man picture. Okay, we heard some very bad news about East Tennessee. We hear sometimes that the Yankees have it. we heard here yesterday that there was 100,000 in Jonesboro. I have pain for some time, so that it's pestered me to walk with my heel and leg. My heel is so sore as a boil now, and I can see nothing in the world wrong with it more than it's swelled a little. Sometimes it will get pert near well for some days, and then we move on traveling, and it gets as bad as ever. When you hear pert near, that kind of means that it's getting really good. It's almost healed.
It's getting there.
It's getting there. And my grandpa used to say,
putting near. Yeah, putting near is getting there.
I have got the rheumatism in my ankle, and a little, but not enough to hurt me bad. If the Yankees get down there, you must hide that gun and pistol of mine and not let them get it. You must be sure and write to us and tell Kate to write. I want to get a great long letter with a heap of good news in it. You must excuse me for not writing more, and better get to the nearest pen and paper that I've ever seen. William L. Long. So let's see if there's any other letters. I mean, this has census and all kinds of stuff in it. They really did a good job. Okay. Private Leaper Long. Yeah. Do I have his picture? Do I have? Okay. Edward Leaper Long. I know what you're thinking.
No, okay. You don't.
Yeah. You know, in my family, there is one particular thing that us Longs like, and that's music.
Cornbread.
And cornbread and music. And taters. We love our taters, let me tell you. Okay. So, I got lucky enough, because I did some research when I was in Tennessee. Not all this book was DAR. Some of it I had to do myself. And I found that. If you'd like to show them and read that to them. What is that?
It says Long Edward L.
Yeah.
Company J, or was that J? L. 59 Tennessee, MTD Infantry, Cook's Regiment, 1 Eakins Ballin Infantry, drummer, private. Then it has all of his card numbers on it. Number of medical cards herein, 0. Number of personal papers herein, 1. So that's...
He was a drummer. My dad was a drummer. My brother was a drummer. They wanted me to be a drummer, and I was done with it. Now I wish I would have been a drummer. I do know how to drum a little bit. That's his...
Prisoner of War.
Yeah, that's his card. Yeah. I'm just trying to get through as many as possible. And we're going backwards to front, if you haven't guessed. I'm sorry.
Well, if y'all know us, we're ass backwards anyway, so...
Oh, I don't want to do this writing now, but eventually I will, because this writing is amazing. Edward Leaper Long did a paper called A Few Good Rules, and it's absolutely wonderful, great reading. So I'll do that at a later time if I find something that. So yes, that guy was Ed Leaper Long. I thought he was. Here is my 6th grandfather. There he is. Right there. Whoops. The guy in the hat.
Here.
That is my 6th grandfather.
So basically.
Yeah.
Why are we updating this stream?
I don't know. But we're not. That's not what we're going to do here. We're not. We're going to cancel that. Thank you. So, yeah. And that was his daughter. So yes, I do have some pictures. Because you've already seen, get in there. I've been showing pictures as I go. Okay. Alright, hang on. Move pictures. Can't get them back in there. They're going to stay up there. Cats don't chew on it. Alright. Okay, so I was telling you about the cabin. Is there a better picture of that cabin? I thought there was. Hang on. Hold that. Yes, there is a better picture. Here is the cabin in the background and the house they built on it. That's the one that is flooded. It started out, John Long lived there. And then it grew.
Here, just tell me.
Yeah, and that's the newer part of the house.
This is the original.
Yes, and they just built right on.
This is the newer.
Yeah, they built right on. But yeah, that's it. And it is still there. Water is preserving it. Thank goodness.
It's a little soggy right now.
It's just a little soggy. This guy looks like my dad. He does. A lot. The man that lived in the log cabin for a while. If anybody has ever seen a picture of my dad, there's him right there. The man right there. Let me show you a picture of my dad. And you can tell the Longs are very... The Longs are very, very, very prominent in this family. There's my dad. And then there's him. That's my dad's military photo. He was in the military as well. So yeah. I'm not going to give too much information about my father because I don't have his permission. But they were the last, my dad and my uncle were the last generation, but I've got something else under my sleeve. I just gotta get it. Is that it? Yeah. Okay. This one is a little bit longer, but this one is the most interesting. So yeah, we're going to read this one. Is it only 2 pages? It can't, no, it's not. I was going to say, wait a minute. I will have to get, hang on. Gotta find out where that is. Talk amongst yourselves. Okay. We're gonna go way on back. Do I have a picture of this guy? Benjamin. Do I have a picture of you, Benjamin? Don't know. I thought I had pictures of everyone but John Pride and the 8th. I can't think of his name right now. The 8th great grandfather, Young. Mr. Young. I thought those were the only two that I didn't have. But I've got stuff everywhere, so it may not be in the book. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff everywhere when it comes to pictures. I gotta get you in here, Tom. I got John in here. I need to get you in here.
I'm a little big for that book.
Yeah. Okay, I know who some of these are. But I thought I had them written. Why do I have no... Maybe I gave someone... I've been building books for people, and I think that's part of the problem is... Benjamin. Okay. This is the last, letter that I have. And I don't know where this fits in. Ish. I don't know where it fits in. I don't know. I know the time frame, but I don't know in here where it goes. So we're just going to read it and I'll stuff it in there somewhere. Okay. This is the last one that's got any kind of really detailed letter. So where are we at? Oh, we're not even quite to a minute yet. So after this letter, we'll...
Good, because...
Yeah.
My hands are swollen.
Yeah.
Come to find out, I end up having... Didn't he say I have carpal tunnel? Or
yeah, you do.
Yeah, I got carpal tunnel. So, I mean, if you look at my hands right here, they're getting... Especially if I do that, you can tell where they're swollen.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm getting to that point where... Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, they just popped just doing that.
Well, all right. This letter is from Benjamin McFarland Long. He was from Alabama. Written from Tampico, Mexico, January 15th, 1848, during the Mexican War.
Oh, I've heard this one before.
Huh? Yeah, you've heard it. Benjamin McFarland Long was the first white child born in Carroll County, Georgia. He served in the Mexican and Civil Wars. He was very prominent in the settlement of the towns in Georgia and Alabama. He was very active in politics and was a candidate for governor in 1890 and for Congress in 1894. All right. This time I have another thing so I can read it. Hopefully this one's a little bit better. It's not as hard to read. January 15th, 1848. Dear Father and Mother, at length I have found the opportunity of writing to you and informing you of our situation. We left St. Joseph Island on the 5th inst. Something. On the 5th inst. So, must be a military thing. 5th installment. 5th something. I don't know. If you know, put it down below. I don't know.
Let me see.
The 5th inst. I don't know what that is. It's not infantry.
On the 5th, instructions on board the
okay.
The steamer and chase.
Okay. Yeah. After a stay of 2 months and 4 days on the island, we had pretty weather for 2 days and thought we would have a pleasant passage to Veracruz. But suddenly a storm came up from the north and continued until the evening of the 9th inst. Again, there's inst again. When it suddenly changed to the east. The wind blew so hard that it was impossible to keep the steamer on course without it filling and sinking. The captain of the steamer then turned her to windward and put her on the mercy of the waves, which never show pity in the time of a storm. About 11:30 on Sunday night, the 9th inst, we heard a crash like the ship had broken into pieces, and at our astonishment, we found it on the breakers, and it was then that we were really alarmed. We were really alarmed, as no one but one who has been shipwrecked in the dark night in the time of a storm can imagine. The tide being very high soon carried us across the breakers and run us out on the shore where it stuck. We waited in awful suspense till day, and then got our horses and plunged on ashore about 55 miles below here in the heart of hostile Mexicans. A courier was immediately dispatched to this place with a letter to the quartermaster informing him of our shipwreck, etc., who immediately sent a steamship down after our dismounted men and baggage with an order for the mounted men to come up by land. We stayed there 2 days and marched up by land and reached here the 13th inst. So it must be installment. I don't know. 13 INST. We will stay here 5 or 6 days longer to recruit our horses and then start to Veracruz. We are all very well pleased with what of Mexico we had seen, and especially with this city. Then we can get a kind of a fruit of the temperate and torrid zone at all times. The coconut, the pineapple, I think he meant pineapple, oranges, lemons, figs, bananas, we have seen growing around lakes in abundance. Okay, let me switch papers. We had seen the Mexicans planting corn, chopping it over, and gathering corn since we've been here. The weather is about as warm as it is there in May. I have had the pleasure of going to 2 fandangos since I've been here. The Mexicans all dance well. It is worth coming all the way to Mexico to see them waltz. They waltz around very near as fast as a top. This is a great place for amusement of any kind. Every Saturday night they have a masquerade ball, and Sunday is their day for chicken fighting, horse racing, and etc. The American soldiers all appear to be satisfied and healthy who stay here and had rather be here than in America as in the United States. Captain Wolford's company all look well and they are in good health. The 2 Carroll boys have no desire to return to the United States before 2 or 3 years, at which time they think they have enough money Joseph C. Benson will write today to A.I. Boggs and instruct the holder of his notes and Thomas Bonner to pay B.D. Thompson $80 and take up the note I gave him. I wish you to see that it is attended to and have the note taken up. I'm getting very anxious to hear from home, as I have not heard anything from you since we left Mobile. We will probably receive your letters as soon as they get to Veracruz. I wish you to write often to us. Direct your letters to Veracruz, in charge of the quartermaster. I hope you will never suffer any uneasiness about us being killed, because we have been shipwrecked twice and got off safe, and of course, the Mexican cannot hurt us. He was a prisoner of war, but they treated all the prisoners of war so graciously. They were happy, they were healthy, they were fed well. So yeah. He was a prisoner of war, but they were so good to him. So that's great. But those are really all the letters that I have. My father he stayed here. He was National Guard. And my uncle was stationed, he was in Air Force, stationed in England. And that was both the time of the Vietnam War. I do know, I don't have anything down. I need to get a hold of him. I do know that there was a cousin that was older than me that was in Desert Shield and Desert Storm, but nothing has been documented. I have a picture somewhere of him, and that's it. That's all I know. So yeah, but that's it. Those are all the veterans in the Long family. There are some veterans in, I do have a nephew and a niece that are both in the Marines. And Tom's son is also, all three of them are no longer in the Marines. They've all left. Honorable discharges. They served their time. So yeah. So Veterans Day, Memorial Day, is something very close to my heart because of my family. Whether, good, bad, or indifferent, they took up and fought. And so, yeah. I think I'm good. How are you, Tom? We have done 1:03. Are you good?
My hands are.
Okay. So we do have this video that we're going to put out Tuesday. And then there is a video that Tom recorded that shows the finishing of the trees and him Mod Podging, rolling, and that kind of stuff, and just showing you that. So that'll be Wednesday. So hopefully I can do some behind the scenes work on that, and hopefully it would be great if I could get the bulk of that done before Tuesday. But it depends on how long I can do it, because shingles, if anybody's ever had shingles, they're very painful. And I am now from tip to tail, from skull, from hairline all the way down to the toes. So I hopefully am done breaking out, because there's nowhere else left for it to spread. It's about everywhere. So in another 2 weeks or so, maybe I will be done with this burning pain.
Just in time for
Thanksgiving. Turkey time.
That's next on our list to do,
yes.
Is go through, make a list, a grocery list for, because we're actually going to Frankie's on the 22nd for the long Thanksgiving. Yay. And then we're going to Ramadan's on Thanksgiving. Yay. And possibly having another Thanksgiving with Ma and kids and us and granddaughter.
We have to see how that goes.
So we'll see how that goes. Not really see how it goes. We'll see how that works out. Because only reason I say it is because of scheduling. Everybody's work schedule and all that.
Yeah.
So.
Because now we have another person to schedule around. Because Shy's engaged, so we have another person to schedule around. So yeah, which I'm excited. Come on, April, hurry up! I'm ready to have another son. I'll scare him for a couple of times. Eventually, he'll get to know me. He'll like me eventually. I'm only scary 3 or 4 times. But I've only met him technically once, so.
So yeah, basically I'm gonna be smoking some turkeys. And then I'm gonna do a.
Sorry, it's the.
I'm gonna.
Okay, anybody remember like in the 70s where you had the sliding door that were on tracks and you had to slide it? 1970s.
But
closets.
I'm gonna smoke a apple pie.
Mm-hmm.
Ramadan's I'm going to do a smoked peach pie.
Yes. Oh, maybe I should tell you what we're cooking on. Let me get my phone.
And then
maybe I need to tell you what all we're doing at. There's a reason why I want to spend the night at. And then I got a pregnant woman to feed.
And
oh yeah, it's a boy. I haven't officially said it yet.
Yes,
it's a boy.
Frankie and Brian is having a baby boy.
Yay, it's a boy. I'm not excited at all. Can you tell? Never. So let me tell you what all we're doing for Frankie's.
No, you want to do this off air? Or?
No, we can talk about it. Do you guys want to know what I'm cooking for Frankie? You guys will. Talk amongst yourselves. Keep talking about your apple pie and your turkey for a second, for a moment, just one moment.
Well, I was talking to Ron and Don, and they said something about using pecan pellets for the pie, and I told them, well, we both use a competition. The competition blend. It consists of a lot of different fruit and hardwoods mixed in, but add the extra pecan in it, and you between the competition and the pecan, and smoke and bake/smoke the peach pie with that, and give it a try.
Mm-hmm.
The apple, I might get actually some apple pellets.
Yeah.
And mix in with the competition, and do the turkey and the apple pie with that.
Yeah.
I think I'll do that. And
all
then I was trying to think, was there something else I was going to want to do?
You was planning on doing either the smoked apple pie or peach pie and the turkey. And then I was in charge of desserts.
Well, I was going to do something else, but I can't remember what it was now.
Okay, here we go. You guys all know I love to bake, right? Y'all know this. It's not a surprise. And you can't say nothing because it's going to go in a pregnant woman's belly, Uncle Tom. Gonna make a strawberry chocolate cake. That's going to be for an engagement party because we have something extra thankful to be thankful for this year. We're also having an engagement party because we're going to have a wedding hopefully soon. And that is Sierra and Joseph. And I'm going to make either apple or cherry sugar-free thumb biscuits for the diabetics. What?
This is some bull crap.
Why?
What happened to the grass?
I know it's gone. It's snowing.
It's freaking white.
Yeah, you should see Terre Haute. You should see Rockville. A pumpkin pie. And then Tom's pie. I'm going to do a pudding pie.
My cake.
Hang on. A pudding pie. Possible sweet potato pie. pumpkin spice cake. That's what we're doing. It's already on the list, dude. So I'm going to be doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pies, 2 cakes, and sugar-free thumb biscuits. Yes. But we gotta feed people. We're hungry. The Longs are hungry. We love dessert. So, with that, I guess he just walked out on everybody. Couldn't even say bye. Well, come on. How rude, sir.
Well, I've got to get something for this door for the garage. There's a draft coming in.
Okay. You see what happens? One snow. This is what's going on in Rockville right now.
Well, at least you can see the parking lot.
Really, guys? Can you believe it? I'm like, I know where I belong. That diamond painting or in the bed, because I'm smart.
Well, some of us can't do that.
Well, I'm sorry. But this is what is sort of going on. We have a little bit more snow. See? Can you see? Can you see the snow? Hey, we should be lucky that we are not in like Fort Wayne. They're getting lake effect snow up there. They're like 3, 4 inches of snow right now. We just have a dusting. Are you done?
Yes, I got the...
We're still recording, sir. Are you going to sit down and finish it? You started it. Well, I guess he's going to be rude and not tell you guys.
I'll do an Irish goodbye.
No one pushed your belly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, yes. So, hopefully, you kind of enjoyed listening to war letters and stuff for Veterans Day. Down below, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Because everything is fair here. Fair is fair, you know. If you have someone that has fought in a war, put it down below so we can honor them. Not even really even in a war. If anybody has been in the military at all, period. I should say that. Anybody that has been in the military at all, period. Dead or alive, doesn't matter. Put their name down below so we can say thank you to them. So, with that, are you?
Yes,
they are seeing your belly, sir. Oh, maybe I should poke it. So, okay, he's gonna. Man, this is true entertainment. You're messing with doors. You're messing with plastic.
Well, welcome to every day in this.
This is why we're never gonna be professional. You know that? We are never gonna make money. We're never gonna be monetized because we can never be anything but the happy little train wrecks that we are.
Good old ADHD.
But we have a couple of things to talk about that I can put down below. Okay, you guys, I'm sure you've heard the news that Crafty-ish Kristen and Marshmallow are doing their January Pink and Black event. I will have information, all of this stuff, all the important stuff that's important. Anything that has some value is going to be down below. I'll put it all in there. And then we're going to get off of our rear ends and do our event in February. Because I better be better. If I get hurt, get sick, I don't care if blood is dripping off my arm, I am going to diamond paint for February. This is crazy because I feel bad. I still feel bad.
There is a day that I know there's at least one day. I'm going to talk to Brian, see if he wants to go.
Okay.
Sport and travel show.
Oh, okay.
Camping and fishing with those two.
Oh, yeah. Well, and also, hopefully,
we may have two, because
there may be three.
Well, that's true. February, they may not, because it's right. No, they're not going to. I won't say anything.
No, don't say anything to them, because they may be birthing a baby.
Well, it's supposed to be, it starts like the 14th.
Well, she's due on the 13th. I told her she's got to wait a day. I want a Valentine's baby.
But
hey, so I put the order in. I put the order in, and she got pregnant. Now maybe I'll put the how I want it cooked, and maybe it'll come on Valentine's Day.
It'll probably be run and done.
Yeah. So yeah, it just depends. I don't want to go nowhere and get sick. You may be on your own. So,
well, that's not fun to look at lures by myself.
I'll go to Walmart.
That's a good place just to look for lures.
I'll go to Walmart. I can do my little skitty scoot. Scoot, scoot, beep, beep, scooty, scoot. There's the lure I want. Put it in the cart. Peace out.
Yeah. When we was on our vacation, she got her own rod and reel.
Yeah, I did.
And she got to learn something new.
Yes, because I was never allowed to do it before. Now I know how.
So now I
gotta get my lure.
So now I gotta show her with spinners and different things. And I think next spring, I know I still gotta get with Bass and Girl, but
never mind that noise in the background.
Okay. But she has to. I don't want to interrupt right now because she's a mess. She's a hot mess right now.
Yes, Jamie, we love you. Hopefully you'll heal soon.
But we still have to get together, collab with the fly rod.
Yeah.
Have her show me how to tie everything. I've messed around with a fly fishing pole, but that's about it. I mean, I don't have the eyes to make the lures or anything. Yeah. I just want to know how to set it up and all that. But, so I know I reached out to her earlier this year and just, with everything going on, I just didn't have the time. But, now the changes, I may have a more set schedule now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
you can tell them why you have a set schedule now.
No.
No? Okay.
So now I've got a more set schedule, and it's not whenever to whenever. I know the latest I'll be home is 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. So get that done. At least, I should say, at least for now. I don't know how long it's going to last, but at least for now, it may be for as long as whatever. But
okay.
Well, I don't know if somebody decided they don't want to do it no more and want to go back on the route.
Yeah, true.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll see how it works out.
We're in limbo.
But I mean, I'm content with it. So I've been in. All right. Well, I am no longer traveling the state of Indiana doing my job. I now have a certain route, and I am downtown.
Yes.
Indy.
He's closer to home.
So I'm 10 minutes down the road.
Yeah.
Maybe 15 at the most. I don't go very far.
Yeah.
So, and the route's really not bad.
No.
It's not a bad route once you get used to it.
Bless you.
So yeah, we'll see how everything works out.
But you're flexible. You can be thrown anywhere, and you'll be fine.
Pretty much, yeah.
They know
that's what they like. That's what they like
about me.
Fly by
the seat of your pants. You're fine.
They could throw me anywhere and be like, "Here you go, okay," and I'll go do it. So, I may have 20 questions for it. What about this? What about that? You know.
Well, come on. I guess you were just gonna talk and not do nothing about it. Come get your butt up here, Jimmy. Get up here. Jimmy's just looking at me like, Mama? Come here. Nope. Not fine. Whatever. And we have more to unpack because we got a lot to talk about. The last time I talked was when I got hurt. Oh, you want a hug, fat boy. When I got hurt, and that was like end of July, 1st of August. So we have a lot to unpack. Good, bad, ugly.
But our vacation was really good.
No, don't say nothing. We got a lot to unpack before then.
No, I just said the vacation was really good.
Yeah.
I wasn't going any farther.
Yeah. It was fine.
You gotta have content to talk.
Yeah. Because I need a lot to talk about. I got a lot to unpack.
Priscilla really enjoyed herself.
Ow! I'm getting nose-butted.
Which we have created a monster because yesterday Randa came over to work on their camper, and I had Priscilla outside for a little bit, and she would not stay out of the camper.
Their camper.
Yeah, their camper.
Not our camper.
Yeah, and she whined, and because I was in the camper, and she had to be in there with us. So I took her to the garage, and I showed her our camper, and she didn't do it again. I said, look, we're not going anywhere. This is your camper. It's right here. And I had her come up, she came up, sniffed it, and like, oh, she was content. So she knew it wasn't hers.
It's no longer our camper. It's Priscilla's camper. Our home gets overtaken by cats, and our camper gets overdone with the dog. We have nothing.
So yes, no, we have created a camper dog.
We have created a monster.
And camping / fishing /
Oh yeah. All you have to do is say, "Let's go," and she's on it.
Oh yeah,
because she gets mopey if she's left with Ma or Philip. It's like she's got to be around. As I speak, there she is.
She was getting jealous. She was giving attention to Jimmy.
Really, ma'am. But anyway, okay. We need to get. It's a minute 22. Excuse me, ma'am.
She almost put her head on your back of your chair.
It's very frustrating. At least I can go to the bathroom by myself now.
No, you can't. Well, yeah, because we locked the inner door.
I can lock, hook and lock, because I would be in the bathroom and the cats could open the door, and then where I was, I'd close the door, and then they could open the door, and here I am exposed, sitting on the toilet.
Well, that was mainly, no,
that's
2 or 3 cats. 2 or 3 cats was the real bad ones. Cece, Jimmy, Sonny.
What? Are you done? Are you done with me not giving you attention?
So.
Are you done?
But with that, we will talk to you guys later.
Hugs and kisses.
Hope you guys enjoyed this.
Yes.
So, and we will talk to you guys later.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Exactly.